Subscribing to The Observer on YouTube couldn't be easier, and we're going to show you exactly how to do that. First, navigate to www.youtube.com/TheObserverNJ. Once you get there, all you need to do is hit the subscribe button. Next to the subscribe button, click the down arrow and then all. And that's it. You're subscribed, and now anytime The Observer is live, you will be notified.
Hi again, everybody. It's Kevin Canessa coming to you live from the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com on this, the 17th day of March in the year 2026. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And as you do each and every Tuesday, welcome me into your home so that I can bring you this week's news. And you may notice from the screen, it's a little extra green today on purpose, of course. So that'll go back to its normal colors. But for today, everything is green because everything is green on St. Patrick's Day. Now, I got a lot to get to today because I want to show you a lot of pictures from the parade on Sunday and things of that nature from the St. Patrick's Day parade. But before we get to the pictures, I want to show you a video because Melanie Ryan went live on Sunday, and she kept the whole thing going. Now, I'm not going to show you the entire parade. It would just be too long. But I took some bits and pieces from it, and we have that for you. So we're going to show you some of the sights and sounds of the parade, and then we'll get into the rest of the stuff. Because, I just realized that it's always good to get a feel from the sounds that you hear from this parade of the bagpipers and things of that nature. So right in advance, I want to thank Melanie for allowing me to use this today. And without any further ado, here it is, Melanie's video from Sunday.
Let's give a hand to the Kearney Police Escort. Yay! And approaching soon is the West Hudson Detached Marine Corps. Let's have a hand for our servicemen. Welcome to town of Harrison. The Mayor Fight. Let's welcome the United Irish Association of West Hudson trustees and delegates, led by the Grand Marshal for Life, Patrick O'Donnell, and Grand Marshal for this day, Kevin Quinn. Kevin Quinn with his son Patrick. And then Deputy Grand Marshal Michael Collins with his wife Martha, Ada, Brittany, and Deputy Grand Marshal Ellen McGarr Murray with her husband John and Andrew, his son. Oh, here comes my favorite Undertaker, Mark Wiggins.
That's Tom McEwen doing the commentary.
We're up past Deputy Grand Marshals, Tom Conley. Tom, welcome aboard. Driven by Gina Woltrout. Past Adjutant Ryan McAndrew. Welcome.
You were showing your.
Please join and welcome our public officials from the town of Harrison and Kearney.
I carry those a
Welcome.
little higher. Denise, he's got to
And
go
there's
right
our
past
Grand
you.
Marshal for Life, Pat O'Donnell. Senator Angela McKnight, welcome back. And Mr. Menendez. Right there. Thank you, sir. Congressman, I apologize. Appreciate it. Nice hat. Thank you, Mayor. Welcome to our Kearney High School Middle Band, Director David Caravella. Please welcome the talented students of KHS and LMS, the Kearney Marching Band, Color Guard, and Cheer Squad, proudly representing their school and community. Once again, the Kearney High Lincoln School Middle Band. Let's hear it. Welcome the Kearney Law Enforcement Against Drugs program. LEAD is an evidence-based program designed to deter drug use, drug-related crimes, bullying, and violence. Under the direction of Sergeant Jack Grimm, Officers Ryan Brady, Janitza Aquino, and Jordan Miranda. Thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Cifelli Association. President, Past Grand Marshal Al Cifelli, Parade Trustees Kevin Barber and Arthur Pettigrew, and the Irishman of the Year, James Pettigrew. Following the Cifelli Association is our Kearney Irish American Club and Color Guard. President Rory Walsh, Parade Trustees Ken Evans, Bobby French, Chad Ty. Irishman of the Year, Bobby French. Irish Woman of the Year, Emily McAllister, Irish Woman of the Year. Kearney Irish American. Following the Kearney Irish American, Knights of Columbus Council 6928. Grand Knight Charles B. Salcedo, Deputy Grand Knight Jack Dunkey, and the Knights of Columbus.
Smile, Larry.
Ladies and
It's not
gentlemen, the
that
house
cold.
at East North Elks Lodge number 2326. Exalted Ruler Justine Saar, Irish Woman of the Year Justine Saar, and there's Larry Bunnett, past Vice President of the Elks. Elks Lodge 2326. Let's hear it.
So there it is. Just a little taste of the parade on Sunday. Again, my thanks to Melanie for allowing us to use that today. Great day. It is always a great day because it brings people home. It brings you back to it just always brings me back to my younger years. You know, I don't know what it is about this parade that does it, but it does. And it was just a fantastic, fantastic day. The United Irish does an incredible job of pulling this together. And now that we're past St. Patrick's Day, they're going to get right into planning next year's parade. I don't know how they do it, but somehow they pull it off every year. If I were to go through all the names, it would take an hour to get through them. I would inevitably forget somebody, but every single person involved works their butts off. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you for putting on such a tremendous parade. It really was a great day for everybody involved, especially to Kevin Quinn, Jane McGurr, and Mike Conlon too, all the honorees this year. Well done, each and every one of you. So I'm going to show you some pictures now, and I'll do a little bit of a narration behind them, but this is the one that I have to start with. This was on our front page this week which you'll get to see. That is Tony Esteves on the right, who everybody knows, and that is his grandson, Trace. Look at that face. Talk about having a perfect little leprechaun's face on a St. Patrick's Day parade day. It was just a great photograph. And, you know, Carol was standing over on Kearney Avenue by St. Cecilia's, and she took the shot of the day. She took the money shot. And it is such an adorable picture. And I want to thank Tony for allowing us to use it too. So they spent their day on that end of the parade, and that's why I didn't get to see Carol and her mother, June, Mama June at all. But that was one of those pictures that when you see it, it's an automatic, that's got to go on the front page. So Tony, thank you for allowing us to do that. This is our own Lisa right here and her boyfriend Johnny, who some of you have heard me talk about, but maybe you've never met him. But we wanted to let you know what he looks like. We were hanging out over by the town hall on Sunday afternoon, and I'll tell you what, you know, it was really cold. It really was. It certainly wasn't the coldest. I even remember a couple of years ago, and I stood in Harrison for the first time. It was brick, but it was still pretty cold that day. So people who braved the day and were able to get through it, you have my admiration for being able to get through such a brick day. This here, of course, is Kevin Quinn, who was the Grand Marshal of the parade. He did a great job. He really did. And, you know, Kevin has been the president of the United Irish Associations of West Hudson since 1996. This is his 30th year doing this. So to say that the honoring of Kevin is long overdue is an understatement. But that's the kind of guy he is. All the years as the president, I don't think he necessarily wanted to be the Grand Marshal of the parade. But when you talk about somebody who epitomizes what the Grand Marshal should be, it's a man like him. And we're so happy that he finally got his day to bask. Now, here's everybody's favorite Undertaker, as Tom McCune said a few minutes ago, if you were listening to the narration. Tom McCune does a great job narrating, and so does Joe Reese, by the way. Let's make that very, very clear, because they know everybody. They're reading from a script, but they actually know almost everybody who passes them by. But, of course, Mark, who was last year's Grand Marshal, has the grand entrance. He's over there. You can't see her. That's his mother-in-law, Lillian Russell, down at the bottom. You can see her hands, but Mark always brings a smile to everybody's face, no matter what happens when he is in your presence, and he certainly came through on Sunday. This is a group of, it's mostly the governing body in the town of Kearney. And there are some other people who are there. There are some people who are running for office. So I'm not going to get into all of them, but I do want to point out one, and that's Alex Valdez, who is running for county freeholder. And the reason why I am shouting him out in particular is because we have other pictures of two of the other candidates that we're going to show you too. So in fairness, I want to be above board with that so that everybody is fully aware of why I'm saying that. You'll also notice at the very right of the photo is Councilwoman Eileen Eccles. She's standing next to Pat O'Donnell. And, you know, when I first started to take the picture, she was over on the other side, but then she finally got over and got into the picture. And she said, hey, it's my last parade. I got to get in the picture. So I was really glad that she got over quick enough and joined the photograph. It is actually going to be her last St. Patrick's Day parade as a member of the governing body. So we certainly want to recognize that. And then two other people to recognize here. One is State Senator Angela McKnight, who you see between Dennis Solano and Mary Trine DeCastro. And then between Mary Trine DeCastro and Mayor Doyle is Congressman Rob Menendez. When I took the picture, I had no idea it was him. I couldn't tell because he was wearing a hat. It was kind of hard to tell who it was. But there was a member of Congress marching in this year's St. Patrick's Day parade here in West Hudson. So that's always a nice honor when you get a dignitary like that to come by and to participate in the parade. So there's the Kearney Town Council. This is Larry Bennett. He is a member of Harrison's Town Council right now. During the parade, he was representative of the Harrison East Newark Elks. However, as I mentioned earlier, he is also a candidate, or likely to be a candidate, for Hudson County. I always still go to say freeholder, but it is commissioner. And I wanted to make sure everybody was on board again with that. So that's Larry Bennett. This is Bill Dow, who is a former Grand Marshal himself. Bill is also, for those of you who don't know, the president of the Elks, state of New Jersey, the overall president of the state of New Jersey. And when I took the picture, he goes, front page, right? Sure enough, he's on the front page. Couldn't say no to our good friend Bill. That's Mayor Dan Pronti right there from the borough of North Arlington. I don't know if he's still in the chat room with us, but he is with Councilman Mario Karsick on his left to our right. And there are some others who I unfortunately don't know who are also in the picture. But I also got to see Donna Bocchino. I got to see Allison Sheedy, Kirk Del Russo, and Brian Fitzhenry as well. And I don't know, maybe that is the new councilwoman in North Arlington, Amanda DeCicco, but I don't know for 100% right off the top of my head. I've only met her once, so my apologies in advance if that is her right there in the picture next to Mario. This is a friend of Lisa's. His name is Nuno. He's decorated his car. Last minute, he was able to get into the parade, so we were happy for him. He did a very good job. Okay, it is Amanda DeCicco. Okay, good. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate you clarifying that for me. I just couldn't tell from the picture, so I appreciate that. So this guy's really he's got a real great entrepreneurial spirit, and he likes to do a lot of things that draw attention to the car, but he's very entrepreneurial. So we wanted to show you that. This, of course, is our Lisa with Norman A. Doyle III, and Norman and Lisa are they're just great friends. That's the best way I could put it. And Norman absolutely adores our Lisa, so I wanted to make sure you all saw that. This is Deputy Police Chief Paul Bershevsky, who's getting ready to take off on a flight, it seems, but it was a perfect shot, so we had to use that one. Thank you, Chief Bershevsky, for that. This is Chief of the Fire Department, Joseph Mastandria, with some of his deputy chiefs and firefighters who were there. There was a good turnout from the Kearney Fire Department and the North Arlington Fire Department as well. Their entire fleet is almost there, the North Arlington fleet. It's always my favorite part of the parade. And yet it's when you know the parade is over because the fire trucks from North Arlington are coming through. This is Under Sheriff Orlando Miranda, who is a resident of Kearney as well. He was there. I believe that's his son with him as well. And last but not least, the third candidate running for Hudson County Commissioner, that's Mina Claudius, who, of course, is the president of PBA number 21 and a longtime member of the Kearney Police Department. Overall, an absolutely tremendous St. Patrick's Day parade. And I love that North Arlington is part of it, too. Even though it's called West Hudson, but it was just not too long ago that there was a contingency of North Arlington people who were honored in the parade, including Donna Bocchino, who is a Kearney girl at heart too. So, thank you all for being around at the parade on Sunday. Now, just a quick few items here. This week's newspaper, you see the front page right here. And in the back of the book, don't forget we have 2 pages of classifieds. Jason Bernstein has sports stories. But I want to bring your attention to this. But we're going to get into it at another time a little bit more. As most of you know, the World Cup will be here in our neck of the woods in June. And when they come here, there's going to be a lot of people traveling from all over the world looking for some place to stay when they're here. And if you didn't get a hotel by now, the chances are it's going to be very, very hard for you to get a place to stay without using something like Airbnb or Vrbo or one of those apps where you can, where people are allowed to sublet. But I want to make something very clear to residents of Kearney, if you are a homeowner especially, that you better be careful, because the town of Kearney has effectively banned any kind of subletting through apps like Airbnb and Vrbo, because at one point it was getting out of control. There were some obnoxious parties, and it was really bad in that regard. And you also have to remember, in this neck of the woods, parking is really difficult. So back in 2018, I think maybe it was 2017, but I'm pretty sure it was 2018, the Kearney Town Council adopted an ordinance that banned single-family homes from being subleased by these apps. This year, just a few weeks ago, the council furthered that ordinance, and now it covers all rentals in the town of Kearney. Here's the thing, though. People don't seem to care about that. And just the other day, Melanie was telling me that there is a house in Kearney that is going for $37,000, I want to say, for the 4 days right around the World Cup final. And there are others in other towns that are going for even more than that. Here's the thing, though. If it's a property in Kearney and they're still listing it, whoever the homeowner is will be subject to a fine of $750 for the first 10 days that the home is subleased. And then it gets pretty steep after that. I think it's $2,000 a day after the first 10 days. And this is going to, the enforcement of this is going to be difficult. There is no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. But if you're thinking of taking Airbnb up of its offer of a $750 signing bonus for putting your house up there, is it worth it? I don't know. I don't know. And I really don't know what the solution is going to be to the enforcement of this. But if you look out there, there are a lot there. And I don't know if I would want to take the chance, especially if you're flying in from, if people are flying in from Spain or Brazil or wherever they're coming in from, because they might get here and not have a place to stay. So we're going to get into this a little bit deeper in the coming weeks, especially as we get a little bit closer to the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium. But just keep it in mind, if you know anybody who is thinking about coming here for the World Cup final and they find a place on one of these sites and it happens to be in Kearney, it shouldn't be there. And I doubt there's going to come a time where the people who run Airbnb or any of the others will actually pull them down, because they're just not going to do it. These are big, powerful companies, and they're not going to want to lose the opportunity to make such astronomically absurd money during one of the biggest events of this decade. So just keep it in mind, though, because if you are going to be a renter, especially during this time, it may fall through at some point, depending how all of this turns out. But we'll keep you up to date on that as we get more information and as we get a little bit closer to the World Cup final. Okay, everybody, that's it for right now. It is 1 minute past the hour. Kevin Canessa here with you on the Observer Live. I want to thank everybody who was here today. There were a lot of people here that are in the chat room. Jenny Paz is here. Mayor Dan Pronti, the mayor of North Arlington. Carol Manley is here. June Hearn is watching with us. Mama June, I'm so sorry I didn't get to see you on Sunday. We were a world away up by Town Hall. I'm so sorry. It would have been great to have been able to see you, though. So thank you for popping by. The two Manleys who are here each and every week, my two most loyal fans, two of my biggest fans in the world. I appreciate that more than you know. They both know that. Bill Scarterfield is here. Kimmy Ventoso is here. Manny is here as well. And to anybody who else, let me try this in English. Anybody else who may be in the background, I appreciate you being here, not just today, but every time you are here. We will be back 1 week from today. Oh, I see Barbara Condon, too. Hello. And so is Shirley. Shirley is here with us as well. We'll be back a week from today, but if we get any new news between now and then, we will join you live. But if not, we will see you a week from today. From the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com, Kevin Canessa signing off for now. And we hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Bye-bye.